Hi everyone, this is Jim. Welcome to this postmortem of my Blitz game number 699. I had white pieces and played d4. My opponent went with d5, went with c4, the queen's gambit, and now he took. That's the third choice. Top two options are defending either with c6, the Slav, or e6, the classical queen's gambit declined. Anyway, taking the pawn is called the queen's gambit accepted, and normally it's taken without the idea of trying to hold on to it, just giving it back, but getting some piece development in exchange for the pawn. It's not so popular, I guess, because it is giving up the center, some center influence pretty early on. But it's quite playable, and it's a difficult opening for white to crack. Actually, if black knows what he's doing here, the main thing to avoid is they shouldn't try too hard to hold on to the pawn. All the main lines involve giving up that c pawn. Right away. You can get into trouble if you try to hold on to it. Okay, so I continue with knight f3. That's the main line here. So the idea is to stop the e5 move here, which can generate some counterplay in certain lines. So he goes knight f6, and now I go e3. So playing very cautiously, but you also see that's once again the main line. Just building up a solid center here, and now threatening to take back the pawn. And normally white or black gives up the pawn with this move e6, which says, go ahead and take that pawn, but I'll get my pieces developed. The one thing about this e6 move is it does block in the light squared bishop. Wrong arrow this way. So my opponent tried something different. He played bishop to f5 right away, getting the bishop outside the pawn chain. You can see there's a pretty rare position in the opening database. Let's play on a few moves. And then he plays e6, so he's going to get his pieces out. And, well, there's, the position seems to favor white according to the statistics here, but it's only 2 games. And when I looked at it with the chess engine, it seems like black is pretty solid here. So I guess it's okay. Let's see, went knight bd7 here, and I castled. He went bishop to e7, and now I played b3, and we're totally out of the opening book. I think the way to try and take advantage of this setup is to go after the bishop, or perhaps to prepare the pawn push. So knight to h4 or queen e2. The chess engine also liked the move rook to e1. If white can get in this e4 pawn push, then it starts to look very good for white. As it is, this is still a pretty balanced position, and b3 doesn't really challenge black's setup. So black is just doing fine here. White's doing okay too. I still have that opening advantage. I have a little more space and a little more control of the center. And now I decide to go after the bishop with knight h4. I was kind of waiting for him to castle before playing this move. The idea is that often the bishop will drop back here, then you take the bishop and he takes with the h-pawn. And after all of that happens, bishop there, knight takes, pawn takes, then the h-file is opened, and if black hasn't castled, then he's got a rook on the open h-file, and he can maybe castle queenside and look for some kind of quick attack on the king. So I'm not in a hurry to play this knight h4 move, but once black has committed to castling, it seems like a good idea to go after the bishop and win the bishop pair. And now he plays knight b6, an interesting counterattacking move. So he's saying, basically, if I take his bishop, he will take mine, except there's a problem with that, and if you didn't see the game, you might want to think about what is the problem with, say, I take his bishop, which I did, and then he takes my bishop. What's the problem with that? What does white play next, and why is that good? Okay, well, it happened in the game. I took his bishop, he took my bishop, and the thing is the knight can get away from this square with tempo. I take here with check, he takes back, and now I can take his knight. So I've won a piece. My piece, which he could have just taken earlier, is no longer there to be taken, and I'm just taking his piece. So anyway, that's a mistake. That knight takes c4. But if he had played e takes f5, this still continues to be an okay position for black. I could try this queen f3 move looking for a double attack, But he has a move. He has queen c8 that defends everything. He could throw in knight takes bishop first and then queen c8. And, maybe black's position is a little bit awkward, but the material is even, and, his pieces are going to get developed okay. So it seems like black should be fine in this position, slight edge to white, but no big deal. Anyway, yeah, so he took my bishop instead, and I had spotted this tactic, so I grabbed here with check. He takes back, and I grab his knight, and now I'm just a piece up. And let's see, I stay a piece up, and there's really not a whole lot going on. I mean, you can't, it's hard to do stuff when you're a piece down sometimes. Now I just continue playing the game. And I just wanted to move ahead to one interesting point where there was a tactic that I missed, which should have ended the game more quickly. And, I sort of am using my extra piece and ganging up on his pawns, but eventually I break through to the 7th rank, and now things are in big trouble here. And he played the move f takes e4, and this loses immediately, although I didn't take advantage of it. Anyway, see if you can spot the winning idea for white here. Okay, pause the video if you want some time to think about it. I'm going to give the answer away now. There's actually a mate in 2 on the board here. I just need to play queen f7 check. And the king goes somewhere, it doesn't matter where. And then queen takes g7 is mate. So that was pretty simple. Anyway, I mean, I'm winning anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. I take here on e5. The game continues. And as long as the game continues, there's always chances that I will mess up. But, well, my position is really pretty dominating. And eventually I start checking, and I pick up his rook here. He played a3. And now, well, once again, there's a forced mate. It's the same mate that I played in the game. I could have played it right here, but if you want to look for it, you can pause the video here and see if you can spot the mate. Okay, yeah, I didn't play it here. I took the pawn. I just was eliminating counterplay here before mating him, but of course the mate was fast enough. Let's see, he played e3, and now I realized that I had the mate here, and I went for it. So it's queen f5 check. If he moves his king to the back rank, then the rook comes in with an immediate mate, and if he blocks with the pawn, then I check with my queen first, and then I come in with the rook. So it's a mate in 3. Anyway, kind of a short game, and in effect, I know there were 42 moves here, but basically the game was lost on move 10, but some nice tactics. Always be on the lookout for those tactical patterns. And hope you guys like this. Leave any comments you have in the section below, and I will see you again soon.